Hello, this is Tasty Eats by Tess. Today we're going to be making a sourdough. So I'll begin by letting you see the differences. There are 3 stages that I've made here to give you an idea of how I go about making my sourdough. So this one here, this is my original sourdough. I've had this one now 2 years. You'll see the difference. I made one yesterday. It cuts off quickly, so it's not stretchy as of yet. This one here, because it's older and it's active already, it has a stretchy consistency. You can see that it's very stretchy. It doesn't cut off like this one does. Just immediately falls off and breaks. To do this, to how to go about making your sourdough, you'll need a cup of warm water. And it's very simple to remember because it's also a cup of flour. I'm just going to put it into this scoop because it's easier to get it into this small neck jar that I have. And basically that's all you'll be doing. Just use this because it's not an active yeast yet. So we'll give that a stir. You don't add anything to this. No yeast, no salt, nothing. It's just plain 1 cup of water, 1 cup of flour. But trust me when I say once you've made a sourdough loaf, your first successful loaf, all your guests and your family will be very impressed. There's nothing like the taste of sourdough in comparison to the yeast breads that I make. They are good. They're definitely very good, but once you've tried a sourdough, it's amazing. So that's all you do. And you take your towel, I have a towel over here, and you just simply cover that up. And I find the best way and the quickest way of going about this is just put the light on in your oven. It's going to be at least half the time it takes to make a sourdough bread because it's a little warm with the light on. So we just cover that up and we put that in the oven with the oven light on. So this one here, I'm definitely going to be making a bread. That will be tomorrow. I fed this morning. What a feeding means is for your new sourdough, you'll feed it once per day, and that'll be in the evening. So you make your sourdough. The first evening you will make a feeding. So you'll just feed it a cup of flour and approximately a cup of water. You want to have the same thickness that you have in your jar already. So basically, just put your flour in first and add slowly your warm water so that you have that consistency. It's relatively thick. Not too thick, but very, I'd say, gloopy. That's what you're looking for. So then you don't touch that again until the next evening when you'll have to take some out because this will eventually start growing. So you will, if you've already fed it the first night after your first making, then the next day in the evening you'll take half of that out. And you'll add your cup of flour and whatever liquid you're going to need. It'll be approximately 1 cup. It won't make a difference, sorry, in the thickness really. It should not be watery at all. It should have a thickness to it. So your measurement, it doesn't have to be dead on. So that's how we do that. And so tonight I'll be feeding this, and then because tomorrow I'm going to be making my sourdough, I'll be feeding it in the morning, and once it has come up, it'll more than double in size. Mine's very active because I've had it for 2 years. So mine will probably come up about 3/4 of the way up the jar, which means it's tripled in size, not really doubled. But your first bread, it will double in size. How to tell whether it's ready or not is if you take a scoop of this and you put it into warm water, it's going to float to the top. It will not sink. That means your dough is active, as well as you'll see bubbles. If you see water on the top, that's a good thing. Can even have a grayish tone to that. And that's fine, perfectly fine. That's the sourness. You smell it, it's very sour. Then you're feeding your dough, mixing it up, and it's just fine. So I'll let you see tomorrow how this bread comes together. Great. So I hope you enjoy making your sourdough. Have a great day.